What is up, dreamers, and welcome back to some Mobius Final Fantasy with your main dude, Robbie Dagger, back again to bring you guys the most possible info I can. Hope you guys are doing good today. So, I'm going to go over everything you need to know, all the stuff you need to do for the various summertime events going on right now in Mobius Final Fantasy. So let's start by going to Summer Resort Fireworks. That's the first place I would recommend you go. That's where you're going to pick up the card that you need for the multiplayer event. So, let me show you this card. This card is what you're going to need for multiplayer. I would recommend getting it ASAP, just so you can start leveling it up. You don't have to worry about the extra skills or anything. Just level the card up to get your deck level up for multiplayer, and I'll explain that in more detail a little bit later. So in this map, you're going to go to the Fire Launch Pad, and basically the goal here is to get the highest possible scores that you can on each different, basically, battle. You're always going to fight a fire, or you're always going to fight an elemental type of firecracker, gigantar, basically. And your goal is just to do as much damage and to get your score as much as possible. And the higher you go, you know, you'll make it to these last ones and stuff. But all you need is, from this map for right now, is the Fire Launch Pad right here. So do that. It'll give you that card I just showed you. And then from there, you can start your multiplayer, or let's talk about Melon mashing before we go into multiplayer. So, okay. I really hope I'm not reaching you too late. I know this is coming on the third day and everything, but I hope I can help you out. There's actually a lot going on this map. It's a little bit more complex than it looks at first. Okay, so first of all, SE did screw up a little bit, but it's a good screw up in our case. So, what happened was we were supposed to get one Melon mashing ticket a day for the rest of the month, but they went ahead and somehow gave us all 30 tickets all at once, which is actually really awesome for us, and it makes it way less tedious of a process. I actually am enjoying this. I'm enjoying this way more, being able to do it as much as I want all at once. So the Melon mashing event, this is where you're going to get your memories for Meia, Echo, and Sarah. So let's first talk about my deck and what I'm doing and how we get everything and how we got to do this. So my goal, you know me, my goal is always to auto whenever I can. I don't like to do manual things if I don't have to. Okay, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need, or here's what I'm using, and I'll kind of explain my process. I've got a main deck that's basically just for skill seeds, and you see Meia here. We've got a Meia job, no skin. Very important that you don't have a skin on the Meia job. And then we've got a regular Warrior of Light job. What this is going to do is this is going to give us Meia memories. If we switch this to Sarah, a regular Sarah job, this will give us Sarah memories. So Sarah plus Wol gives you Sarah. Meia plus Wol gives you Meia. So it's kind of like you're taking them out on a date, or you're taking them out together, basically, and they're like hanging out, and then they, like, you know, they get memories and stuff. But you need 50 of each to get whatever surprise it is at the end of the month. To get Echo's really easy to get. You just use any other combination. Every other combination in the game will get you Echoes. But let me show you where you go to look at it. You go to the key items on the map. You can see your progress here. You can see how many tickets you got left. You can see how many memories of each person you've got. So, as you can see, I'm done with Sarah. I need to get 10 more for Echo, and I need to get a whole bunch more for Meia. So I'm going to work on... I decided to try to work on Meia and Sarah first because I thought those would be harder. So that's what I'm going to recommend to you guys also. And then let's talk about the juicy parts of my deck. So this came down from Reddit. What you're going to need here is you need a job with fire, water, and wind elementals. As far as I know, off the top of my head right now, there's only about 3 jobs in the game that can do this and get this done. Judge Magister, in one of his forms. The new Beach Queen, I believe, has all 3 of those elements. And Ace Striker has all 3 of these elements. If you don't have all 3 of these elements, you're probably going to need to try to get some prisms and try to use certain elementals that way. So you need the fire. Fire can be AoE. Water and wind need to be single target. And I've been meaning to switch this wind card, because I've noticed sometimes it uses this card over just doing damage. So you want simple, you want vanilla, single target damage cards. Let's see if we can find a good one. See if we can find something single target. There we go, damage focus, beautiful. So that's what you want. You want damage focus cards that don't add debuffs, that are just straight kill cards. And as far as weapon goes, I'm just going with something that gives me more prisms. Something with elemental weakness might be okay too. But this is the only card that can be AoE in your deck in order to get this done. And then single target, single target. And then if you don't have Aerith, of course, you can just use any other buff. You don't need Aerith. But you could also use the Gilgamesh Grape Gospel in order to help you out. And that's to auto it. So you can auto it as long as you have like the right jobs and the right cards combinations. But I will still say, you're gonna need to watch it if you want to get the most possible magicite out of this map. So this map is going to give you tons of magicite. Tons and tons. And especially since we can grind all this all at once. This setup, for the most part, auto for the most part, if you have it all set up right, it will target the enemy's weakness, but there are certain nodes where you have to watch and make sure that it does that. Because I've noticed sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it'll just go for neutral damage, no matter what. So this happens on the 4th step and the 6th step. It'll kind of tell you. It'll prompt you. You'll see a prompt. Let me see if we can get there. You'll see a prompt though, and basically the bombs will tell you that if you hit them for their target weakness, that you'll be on the mark or whatever. So that's all you got to do. All you need to do on this map is hit the targets with the correct element. That's really all you need to do. Every time you finish a node, you'll get another memory, and every node actually gives you magicite, at least 20 from what I've seen, or at least 10. I'm sorry. So look at that. We got 40 magicite for just doing that. The goal, guys, is to land, and you see, I'm going leftish here, and sometimes there is a little bit of RNG, but it will ask you every once in a while to hit the target for the weakness or whatever. The goal is to land here, the 7-step winner spot where the watermelon is. This will net you 100 extra magicite every single time that you land here. So let me see. We're coming up on the 4th step, so let me see if I can show you where it kind of tells you. Kind of tells you what to do. But as you can see, if you're using an AoE fire attack, it will, based on the types, the enemy types and the patterns of enemies that you'll encounter here, you'll see that the AoE fire works well, and that the single target other abilities work really well too. I would say definitely be careful though, because it's really easy to basically do what I'm doing here and like auto it too fast, and sometimes the AI just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I would recommend, let me see, keep your ults off. So turn ultimates off, and don't use any friend cards basically, and just be in attack mode, and that should do it for you. So the last thing we'll talk about is the multiplayer. Oh, see what I'm saying there? Like, it went ahead and used a win card on that. That's terrible. It doesn't need to be doing stuff like that. That's why you have to watch it. Sometimes it'll go for neutral damage just to get a kill. Just to not have to play around with orbs. And as you can see, I think if we would have done that one right, we would have been pretty much dead center. Alright, next part of the video, I'm going to show you guys the multiplayer portion of what's going on basically with the melons in the multiplayer and what you need to do and what the deck you're gonna need in there. So welcome to the watermelon battle, you guys. And in this one I'm gonna be trying to go step by step as possible, telling you guys how to deal with the watermelon. So what you gotta do is so in this battle here, you're seeing that there is one breaker, that's me, who's not going in there to kill at all. I'm gonna need a little bit of red bar help, so I'm gonna wait for one of these dudes to queue in, to lock in. There we go. And then basically my team after me is set up to kill. And it's basically as simple as that. When you'll notice, it's very, very hard. This is a 5-star. It's very hard to break the entire yellow bar and red bar. You'll notice it's pretty humongous. And then when he gets to about, I would say, a 5th of life left, he uses some type of ability that grays out his HP where you just can't see the HP at all. And, you know, when he gets to that point, you basically, it's kind of a guess as to how much HP he has left. What we've been doing is we've been letting our host get the finishing blows so that they get the most materials. In pugs, like pickup groups and with randoms, I don't know how the heck you guys are working it, honestly. I would probably guess that it's just random. You're just trying to get that last kill yourself. It's a lock race. But basically, it's just like killing everything else. Breaking kills are awesome here. And have some water. Bring that water, because it's a fire element. So let me talk decks before we go. Basically, every single person in the party needs to have this card. Summer Memories Fireworks. It's going to do a crap ton of damage when you first come in. And it's also going to buff you, give you every single buff in the game. So you don't need any support for this battle. 4 attackers should be fine. Although if you want, you can have one person break, and that's what I showed you guys in my video. Breaker probably won't be getting that kill though, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, here's my decks. You basically just want to be using something to do an Ice Shift or Ice Force, something like that. So I'm using Sapphire Beam and Omniscient. And then I've got Aerith here just for orb help. But if I didn't have this, I would probably just have something more set up so I can do like an Ice Shift first turn. And then my breaker is really, it's just, I'm using Prima Donna. She's got that really strong break that we talked about in one of our last videos. And I've noticed that she actually has enough break power on her ult to get this bomb broken. So if you do want to use a breaker, it is possible. You just need a ton of power. So I hope this helps. I think the important thing is just for everybody to have one of these cards and for everybody to go in there and do a lot of damage. Try to let the host get the last hit so that they get the most materials since they're using their stamina. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys, I hope this was helpful for you guys for sure. I know I was really confused when I first opened my game up yesterday and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? There's a lot going on, but hopefully this helps you out a lot. Basically just going over all the events and stuff. I'm going to be dropping banner reviews. I'm going to leave my review on each summer job down below in the comments. We did that video a few days ago, so check that out if you haven't seen that and if you're curious. And then I'll be giving you guys some banner reviews very soon. Do not pull yet. Do not pull yet. Do not pull yet, guys. Don't pull yet. Don't pull till the 6th. The limited banner arrives on the 6th and the 7th. So wait until that comes out. We're going to have cards that are coming out that are very strong. You can't get them any other time, so save your resources for 3 more days, guys. Thank you guys for being here today. I will drop another video on you very soon. I'll catch you later.